So that would be a very high mistake. If you compare the democracy in the United States and Canada, for instance, or United Kingdom or France, there are different models of democracy. Why do not accept that we are living in a different model of democracy, more correct according to the particular conditions of Venezuela? So if the administration, the present administration of the United States understand this, we can have a very good relations because we have very important common interests, not only in the case of oil, but in many other areas.
What could be done to, quote unquote, heal this relationship? And is Venezuela willing to take what steps might be needed for its part to bring the two countries closer together again?
We are ready to open a better relation with the United States, but this does not depend on us. In different opportunities, very important people from the United States came to Venezuela, and all these people was received by President Chavez in Miraflores. Senators, representatives, different personalities came to Venezuela. But it is very curious that after each one of these meetings, and when these people want to have a better relation with us, some spokesmen in the Department of State states some or provide some comments negative against the relations. I don't understand that. But I'm convinced that that is not the opinion of the people of the United States, because we have a long relation, and according to this relation, we can have a very good terms of relations, very positive for both countries, and that's our idea, but with a condition: the strict respect of our sovereignty.
I also feel I must ask you very simply, why has President Chavez said that the United States may be trying to actually kill him and even invade the country? Is there a serious reason for this? Is it a rhetoric or a more kind of metaphorical thing he's trying to say? Or is this viewed as a serious, even imminent threat within Venezuela?
Well, as he explained in different opportunities, he has different reports that confirm that fear.
Can you give us any specifics on those reports or where they came from?
Only a comment. If somebody killed a chief of states, they have to analyze very carefully the consequences of these acts. And the madness is very common, more than we desire in the world. So we have to be very careful in Venezuela too, in order to avoid a situation like this.
Concern over Iran's nuclear ambitions have roiled the international community and the global oil markets. When we come back, Ali Rodriguez's comment on how that situation is going to play out.
I believe that we should do whatever we can, and the international community should stand together to get Iran to comply with the Atomic Agency requirements.
Iran is prepared for a negotiated solution, but we always made it also clear that Iran does not respond well to threat and intimidation.
This doesn't require measurement necessarily of Iranian performance. It requires a strategic decision by Iran to give up the pursuit of nuclear weapons. If they do that, they have a possibility of living in a different kind of world. If they don't do that, then we have to consider what next to do in the Council.
Venezuela will support the position of Iran. We don't agree with any sanction against Iran.
Concern over Iran's nuclear ambitions has roiled the international community and global oil markets. So I asked Ali Rodriguez to comment on this. I want to ask you about another hotspot, which is Iran. And right now, there is a concern in the oil market that as the standoff, the global standoff between Iran, the UN Security Council, the United States, over their enriched uranium, their nuclear research, that could lead to some sort of more drastic steps that could dramatically affect the flow of oil. What is your view on the situation?
Nobody can deny the right of different countries in order to have access to nuclear technologies with a condition, with pacific purposes. And according to our reports, the situation in Iran is only in order to have access to the nuclear technology in order for power generation. And we have to remember that that was a very important investment during the years of Shah of Iran. That is an investment of about $1 billion. That's the explanation of our friends in Iran. But we maintain the idea that it's necessary to have access to nuclear technology, but only for pacific purposes. In other sense, we are in the way and we defend the idea that it's necessary to destroy all the nuclear weapons because it hasn't any kind of sense. Some countries can destroy totally all sign of life in the world. Why? The so-called free war is over, and what's the explanation for having all this terrible capacity in order to destroy the human being and all kind of life in the world? But the second comment related with oil is that Iran is the second producer in importance within OPEC. They have a very important reserves not only of oil but natural gas, and it's a very important producer of oil and natural gas. And of course, if we maintain a situation of instability between different countries and Iran, this will contribute to maintain this situation in the oil sector.
Sir, thank you for joining us on Bloomberg's For the Record. I'm Kathleen Hayes in Caracas, Venezuela. Thank you so much for joining us.